Speaker Nays, Chief Justice Yazzie, delegates of the Navajo Nation Council, Vice President Jim Trinale, relatives and honored guests, Yate, honorable members of the Navajo Nation Council. Let us acknowledge every Navajo hero who has served our nation with courage and dedication. Let us remember and honor the Navajo warriors who continue to serve in Iraq, Afghanistan to defend our freedom. At home, let us say thank you to our first responder, our Navajo police officers, and our firefighters. The nation also remembers Police Sergeant Curley, who made the ultimate sacrifice while making our community safer. Through his love for his community, he upholds his oath to protect our people. We honor his bravery and the sacrifice of his loved ones who saw him depart. The commitment of everyday's hero reaffirms our role as leaders. My wife, Martha, and I are grateful every day for their service. As seen in the Great Seal of our Navajo Nation, everything on Mother Earth is greeted by early morning sunlight in the east. Each dawn is a new day on Navajo land, and the warmth given by the sun is prosperity. Though we face challenges from time, we are strong people. Histories have taught us that during our most difficult experience, our leaders, our forefathers, gather together to make hard decisions. We must be worthy of the trust that we have been given by the people, and we must be honest with them. Our sense of purpose is clear, and that is for us to work together. For the last 7 months, Vice President Jim and I have visited several communities and shared mutton stew and fried bread with many families. Listening to their concern and their ideas, I am here to report that the people are hoping for the future of the Navajo Nation. Our people speaks of a return to a simple life. When we work together to solve a common issue, they also ask for positive change and a new direction in leadership. This includes government decentralization in Window Rock, and a call for their leaders to also listen to their stories at their dinner table. Our mother asks for safer schools and wants to know how to start a small business. Our younger fathers and added additional vocational training to develop their skills so that they can compete for higher paying management jobs. Grandfather wants access to cleaner drinking water for their horse, sheep, and cattle. Many want an end of illegal trash dumping at the local wash. Grandmother wants Navajo histories and government taught in all classrooms. Many want their chapter official to be more accountable with their chapter fund. Our young people do not want to be told they are not qualified when applying for tribal jobs. All across the Navajo Nation, there is optimism. There are new ideas and there is hope. As we continue to revamp our government, we must move in a direction toward financial responsibility and also financial independence. This year, we have $170 million revenue projected, and though it may look like we have more money to spend, the reality is that the Navajo Nation government has a $22 million deficit. This debt affects our economic potential. When we speak on job creation and developing business, we also have to set the example by paying off our $22 million debt. Speaker Nays, Chief Justice Yazzie, and I in agreement on paying down the unreserved, undesignated fund balance. By law, we had to get the unreserved, undesignated fund balance out of the red and make every attempt to stabilize the nation budget so we can get back on our feet. Things are not going to be easy. This transition will be hard in Washington. Congress and President Barack Obama are calling for a $2 to $4 billion cut to next year's federal budget. This potential budget cut will impact the Indian country across, and also the American, especially the Indian country. So it is critical that we be responsible steward of the people's money and change how we conduct business in Window Rock. As leader, we must show fiscal responsibility and think about the future of our 300,024 Navajo people. We cannot operate a nation when it is in deficit, and we cannot speak of creating jobs when we are in the red. I challenge the Council to honor its fiscal responsibility to the Navajo Nation and the Navajo people. Vice President Jim and I are committed to restructuring the executive branch, and as I promised in my first address, I created the Executive Branch Reorganization Task Force in addressing cost containment among our divisions. As many of you have heard in the past few months, the people are asking, are our leaders spending our money wisely? How is Window Rock going to respond to local issue? I heard this call for physical control and decentralization and have directed all divisions to scrutinize their own finance. Our plan is to pull together resources from across the executive branch and do more with less. That should be the attitude of our leaders and the outcome of the entire Navajo government. We will end the old ways of how we used to function. It starts with identifying problem area, merging in department and program, removing duplication of service, and downsizing. We are using our executive branch budget as a mechanism to streamline and cut wasteful spending. Across the nation, we have concerned community members who believe the government should decrease travel costs of tribal employees. I agree with them, and I implemented further off-reservation travel restriction in April. We are cutting back, and we continue to do more with less. Alongside the community of Ganado and Betlabetot, the people have asked that service be local. Recently, a young single mother from Church Rock, who spent 30 years of the nation, received her doctorate degree and applied for a position with the government. Like many others who returned home to help, she was told she was not qualified with any experience. The people are demanding that we hire the best qualified applicants for tribal jobs. Under the leadership of the Division of Human Resource and the Reorganizational Task Force, we are completing an overall evaluation of the Navajo Nation personnel policy and procedure. As part of these proposed revision, I have also directed certain division director to participate in a pilot project where division can determine for themselves who is the most qualified individual for their open position. This will no longer be a lengthy, overbearing process for applicants. The Department of Personnel Management will handle over more responsibility to the division, where it should be. I've heard the frustration of parents who want their children to return home after completing their college degrees. Our administration will continue to encourage qualified, forward-driven professionals like this hard-working mother from Church Rock to work for our people here at home. We need new ideas, innovative ways of thinking. Our returning college students have this experience and energy. On Friday, Vice President and I directed a task team, and the Department of Education to begin the administrative process of preparing and negotiating for increase to proposed funding cuts by the United States Administration for Children and Family Office of the Head Start. As proposed it, we are faced with a reduction in our base Head Start grant by 48%. When first established, the Navajo Head Start was funded to serve 4,073 children. And since 2001, the program has never been fully enrolled. For the past several years, Head Start enrollment has varied between 2,000 and 2,500 children due to the lack of facilities and staffing. We expect to receive additional recommendation and begin taking action to correct issue by the end of July. Our priority is to ensure that direct service to our children and family are not disrupted. I have directed Navajo Head Start to develop a detailed budget plan to address the proposed funding cut so we can begin negotiating for a higher rate of cost per child. Navajo Head Start staff face unique challenge because of remote classroom location, travel expense, and the ability to effectively conduct home visit. It is important to the Vice President and I that we continue to provide our children with every opportunity to be successful in the classroom. Members of the Council, I firmly believe that our future as a strong nation can be evaluated by our investment in the future of the younger people. In a dedicated effort to recruit young professionals to work for the administration, Vice President Jim and I created the President Program for Leadership and Service. This volunteer internship program provides a unique opportunity for our young people to learn about their government. The Vice President and I serve as mentor to our students. This program is a positive step to bringing more young people back to work for the nation. After hearing from our elderlies, youth, and parents, I have decided to begin the 65th Annual Navajo Nation Fair with a Youth Summit to hear their ideas, concern, and solution. We are planning a Facebook Youth Town Hall as well, utilizing technology and the internet to connect with young Navajo people across the country. The time has come where we have to reach out to our youth and begin to bridge this gap between the old and the young. As leaders, we have a responsibility to listen, and through our wisdom, we can begin to mentor these future leaders to take on our role as we depart.